Hello my crafty friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I'm going to be doing another junk journal with me today, and I am going to be using my Soar journal that I got from Cheaply Chic's boutique. I am collabing with three lovely ladies to bring you this journal with me today. We are all going to be using this collection and presenting to you what we have made, and I will leave their links in the description box below. Please make sure you go send them some love and let them know that Crystal with Happy to Plan sent you over. They're all really lovely ladies, and I'm sure that you will enjoy watching what they've created with this kit. The creator of this lovely kit is one of the people that I'm collabing with today, and her name is Lynette. She's selling these on her Etsy shop, and I will definitely leave a link down below if you're interested in purchasing one. The kit came with tons of different things. I did an unboxing video with all of the items that came in the kit, so if you want to check that out, I'll go ahead and leave a link right here, a little I button at the top. And what I decided to do today was I'm going to be journaling the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. So I went on a women's retreat with my church, and I decided that I was going to go ahead and take some additional notes and journal some additional things in just my devotional. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what I create today. Before I go ahead and start on the journal with me, I wanted to just do a quick flip through of what I've done so far in this journal. I'm pointing out there that I changed the March sticker to a May sticker because in my journal with me, I did not have the right date on there. But those two first pages, I didn't spend a really long time on in this video because I did do a full process video on those two first pages. So if you want to check that out, I'll make sure I leave a link in the description of my junk journal playlist, and you can see that there. I'm just showing you that I used the little glossing bag that came in the collection to put down this little tag with all of my journaling in it, and then I put a journal card with the scripture on there because I didn't want to mess up anything on that really beautiful paper. I wanted to keep that the way that it was. So I just took a little bag and paper clipped it on there. All right, so let's go ahead and start the journal with me. What I decided to do was I wanted to use the like little envelope thing that came in my registration packet when I registered for the women's retreat that I went to. So I went to a women's retreat on the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and those are the days I'm going to be journaling today. And what I decided to do was use that little envelope because I thought that I definitely wanted extra space to journal with. I wanted to be able to journal all of the notes from the speaker for each day. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of dirtying up this bag with my distressed inks from Tim Holtz. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use the little flap of the envelope to adhere down onto the page. And then I'm going to be able to journal on that side of the envelope, the opposite side. And then I'm also going to take another piece of paper and place it on top to do my journaling. So, magic of editing, my journaling is now done, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere that page onto the paper. I really liked that idea of using that specific paper that is actually calligraphy paper that I bought at Daiso, Japan, and I thought that would be cool to use so that I could journal on there, but then you can see the flap still from the envelope, and you can tell that it was an envelope. And I just thought that was a cool way to like keep the number, the cabin number that I was in, so that I will always have that, and I'll always know the cabin number, and that was just a little piece of the retreat that I brought back with me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add some ephemera to the page now just to like fill up that blank space that was at the bottom of the page. And I had this little ephemera that says, let's go somewhere, or no, let's go anywhere. And then I had another little tag there that came from probably Tim Holtz or Artsy or something. I don't know exactly where it came from, but it basically had like event date, and then it had like the time and the date, and then like the description of what the event was. So I thought that was appropriate to use on this page. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that glued down, and using my Glue Dots tape adhesive runner here. I was running out, so I was trying to like use all of it up, and then I had to change it out. All right, and then on the actual journal, it had this graph paper on there, and it had a hole. So I'm assuming it was probably for a 3-ring binder kind of graph paper. And I went ahead and just used this little tag to put my scripture on for the day. And then I'm going to go ahead and use one of the little fibers that came in the kit. The like had like a little yarn piece in there, and so I'm just going to go ahead and attach that tag to the little hole that was already in the page, and then I'm able to include all of my journaling and the scripture that I wanted to include. And then of course I really liked having the fibers sticking out of the top. All right, I showed you there that I just grabbed some tracing paper that I had, and what I thought that I would do was I wanted to add some distressing to this page, but I also wanted to give it some like layering effect. So I grabbed this tracing paper, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the two sides to match up with the paper, and then I'm going to rip the one side, and I also ripped the top. So I ripped one side and then the top, and then I went ahead and just cut the other two. And then I'm just going to distress it up here with this Tim Holtz Distress ink. Now, I wasn't exactly sure if this was going to work with tracing paper, because tracing paper is kind of an interesting texture, but it did work great, and it didn't like run off or, get wiped off or anything. And then I'm going to go ahead and get it glued down. And I just used a glue stick here because I wasn't exactly sure if my tape runner would work. So I didn't want to obviously see through any of the adhesiveness. So the adhesiveness, is that a word? Anyway, not exactly 100% sure why I decided to use tracing paper on this piece of paper. I could have just distressed the actual page that was on here, but I just thought it would be cool to have like a different texture. I don't know. And it turned out really nice. I really like how it turned out, but I'm not sure exactly what motivated me to use tracing paper on this particular page, but I really like how it turned out. All right, so I thought since I was not actually I was out and about and we were actually in the mountains, I thought it would be cute for each of these days to use a postcard ephemera that I have. I had like a couple different ephemeras from a paper pack that I had used. So I just cut those up, and then I'm going to go ahead and use some of those little postcards in each of these days. So I also had a bunch of stamps that I had. So I had some vintage stamps that I've recently bought at the Pinners Conference in San Diego. And so I wanted to go ahead and use those as well, as many as I could. So I just found one that was kind of similar in the color scheme and everything. And then I went ahead and just kind of stuck that on there like it was stuck on the page. And then I just kind of added some ephemera. I don't know. I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to do here. I took another piece of that paper that came from the click reef paper, and I'm going to add in some additional journaling just about the actual trip and like going up to the mountains. And it was a nice little drive up there with a couple of friends of mine. So I put that little feather and bird thing right there. I know you can't see it at all, but it has like a little word that says friends on it's like kind of like paper clipped on there. So I thought that was cute to have like that hanging out right there. And I love that this particular collection is kind of bird themed. So I'm able to use like all of my little bird ephemera that I have. So you can see there I'm just doing some additional journaling. And then I'm going to put that at the bottom. And then I did some additional journaling. So like I said, I had a lot to say on this particular day. So I wanted to make sure I had a lot of journaling spaces. And then I just had that little piece of ephemera there, and I thought that would look cute at the top. And I went ahead and put that on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and journal on that. And then I thought that little thing that says, "Are we there yet?" is cute, so I went ahead and put that at the top as well. Okay, so you can see I had quite a bit of journaling to do, so I'm going to go ahead and get that attached on to this page. And again, I just used a glue stick because that paper is kind of see-through. And that's why I really like this paper, because it's this collection has a lot of really cool paper in it. So I don't really want to cover it up necessarily, but I don't obviously want to write on top of it. You can't really write on top of that particular page. So I just thought it was a cool idea to have that kind of there, so you could still see that it was a book page on the back. All right, so I'm going to get that one adhered on at the bottom there. And I just had to trim up that "Are we there yet?" little cut apart thing there, because it was just a little bit too big. So I just trimmed it up on all four sides, and then I inked it up, which really didn't make any difference because it was black and you couldn't see it anyway, but whatever. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to the top there, and just kind of hang over the top a little, which I like. All right, so that's day 1, which is May 4th. I'm going to go ahead and work on May 5th now, and that's obviously the back page of that graph paper there, and I wanted to again use another postcard. So I'm going to use this as a little tuck spot for that other postcard that's sitting there. And I took a sticker that came from the place that we went. It's called Forest Home. And I am going to use that little bag there to do some additional journaling in. I took some of the paper that came with the kit. I really liked that the colors matched really well with that postcard. Now that postcard has absolutely nothing to do with Forest Home. It didn't come from Forest Home. It actually came from an antique boutique. I can talk. The antique boutique that I bought the stamps from. They also had a bunch of old postcards. And I just thought that it was appropriate to use in this particular spread because it was like a mountain scene, and that's where I was, in the mountains. So I was originally going to try to use that index card that came with the kit that had the really cool stamp on it with the birds, but it wasn't going to quite work the way I wanted it to, and I didn't really want to cut the image of the little stamp birds, so I'll use that again somewhere else. But I also received her April kit, and her April kit had an index card with that was tea dyed, so I thought that was really cool. So I went ahead and cut that index card, and I'm just going to include it in that little baggie there. And then, like I said, I took some of the paper that came from the collection and this collection, and that little bird there also came from that collection. Oh, going back to this page because I forgot to include that little, I don't even know what that is. It's like a little piece of paper that says friendship on it. I think something like friendship. I can't remember exactly what it says, and I can't read it while I'm editing. So it says friendship something. Friendship anywhere or something like that. I don't know what it says. Sorry. Maybe you can read it in the video, but I can't from while I was editing. I also forgot to add my little 4 there, so I just put that at the top of the page. All right, so back to this page. All right, so I went ahead and just kind of putting out the design here. I had that little punch out bird punch out, and that comes in the collection. And then I have a little stamp there. That stamp is actually just a sticker from Hobby Lobby. Um, so I just went ahead and put that up there at the top because I thought the colors really matched really well. And yeah. And the really great thing is this particular collection comes with a sheet of from the dictionary, and my sheet actually had camp on it. I could not believe it. I was so excited when I read that it had camp on it. When I actually bought this, or when I got the journaling kit, I saw that it had camp on there, and I was so excited because I knew I was going camping. So I went ahead and ripped that little definition out of the page. And I almost forgot about it too. I would have been so disappointed if I got this whole page done and this whole spreads and I forgot about adding that in there. Because I remember when I first opened the kit and I saw that I had the word camp, I was so excited. And all right, so what I'm doing is I'm just inking up this page just a little bit, just to give it a little distressed. It's was a little bit too bright white for me. So I just used some of my Tim Holtz distressed ink, and I'm just using a little dabber there and just kind of dirtying up the page a little bit. You can see there I totally left that corner blank because obviously I knew I was going to put that bag down there, so I didn't need to dirty that part up. All right, and I just went ahead and inked around the little punch out there just to give it some dimension and pop off that page a little bit. And then I am also going to be distressing up the little dictionary cut apart there and that little page flaggy thing that I made from the paper. And then I'm going to, after I'm done with that one, I'm going to grab the dictionary page and do the same thing with that. All right. And then let's see, after I get all that, I'm going to go ahead and get all that glued down. I recently purchased this ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby, and it has a leaf pattern on it. And I just think it's really cool, and I am so excited that I found it. It's interesting texture though, because it's like not really paper and it's not really ribbon. I don't know what texture it is, but it's really cool, and I really love it. So I'm going to try to use it as much as I can in this journal. And I thought it would just be cool to kind of have like a backdrop for the little bear sticker that I'm going to be using, and just, kind of fill up some of that white space. I will be doing a little bit of journaling on the actual graph paper, but I wanted to just add some additional decoration. So I just took some of my glue there. I think that's like tacky glue, and just laid it down. I just glued each of the little leaves down, um, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp on this flag here, just the date. And then I'm going to go ahead and get everything glued down, like I said earlier. Yeah, that's sort of the layout. And then I'm doing my journaling here, getting all that done. I almost ran out of space. And then I'm going to get my tape runner here. Oh no, I use red line tape for this. I'm using all sorts of different adhesives. My tacky glue, my glue stick, my tape runner, my uh, now I have red line tape. I'm just using all sorts of adhesives in this video. All right. Once I get that on there, I'm going to get that glued page, and then I'm going to lay down the Forest Home sticker. And then I'm going to work on the other side and get that little postcard adhered on there, and use, and when I was going to use that as a tuck spot, so I did just put the adhesive around 3 of the edges and then just left the bottom open. And then I'm just gonna, of course, I have to ink everything up because that's what junk journals do. They ink everything up. All right. So I'll get all of that glued on and then finish up the journaling on that little postcard there. All right, and there it is. It's all done. Little tuck spot, and I think I add in a 5 on there somewhere. Oh, that's right. I found that other little punch out, and I wanted to use that one as well because I originally wanted to layer them up, but then I went ahead and just added that one on that side over there, and I think that looks really cute to just add in that punch of green on that side. All right, and there's a little 5 sticker. Yep, that one's done. Okay, so on to number 6, day 6. So on day 6, it was pretty simple, and I just kept it really simple because by this time I was ready to be done. So I just added another postcard there at the bottom, and I used one of my vintage stamps. And I did put some lace there at the bottom. You cannot see it because I cut the footage off, but you'll see it here in the flip through. And then I took another little piece of that little birdie came from one of the book pages that are in the books. And now I'm just going to do a full flip through of what I did today. You can see there was day 4 and then there's day 5. It's got the little tuck spot there. And then there is day 6. And I do add, of course, all of the journaling in at the end of the video. You can see I added some vintage lace there at the bottom, and I had that little birdie page. And I really love how it turned out. Again, please go check out the videos from the lovely ladies that are collabing with me on this video today and show them some love. Leave them a comment and a thumbs up on their video, and go ahead and do it on my video as well. All right, see you guys later. Bye.